What's up, YouTube? It's Nooch, the Console Samurai, and this is my review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I saw tonight. I actually really like this movie, and actually, before I get into it, I do want to put a disclaimer up. I'm not going to mention many spoilers, but if you have not seen The Amazing Spider-Man, you need to see it. This is not a continuation of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies. I want that to be known. Okay. That being said, let's get into it. There was 3 villains in this one, and unlike in the Spider-Man 3, the Tobey Maguire one, I feel like they actually did a really good job this time. They didn't just take 3 villains, develop them a little bit, and then kind of cram them in together. They did a really good job with developing, the primary villain, Electro. They did a very good job. Jamie Foxx did an excellent job portraying him as he was pretty much a doormat. He was introverted. Everyone stepped on him. They took advantage of him all the time. They never remembered his name, so on and so forth. He was actually so lonely that in a scene it was a little bit depressing, but it was actually funny, he was having a conversation with Spider-Man, who he perceived to be his best friend, because he was just so lonely. And it was actually pretty funny, because he has both sides of the conversation, but I'm not gonna ruin that for anyone. But he did a very good job of playing him in that state. And then once he got his powers and he became Electro, he became Power Man, Jamie Foxx once again did a great job playing him as the Power Mad villain who's bent on revenge and is driven by hate and everything in between. He did a good job in the stages where he just gotten his powers and so on and so forth. So definitely a thumbs up to Jamie Foxx on that one. The kid who played Green Goblin, even though they never actually called him the Green Goblin, we know Harry Osborn is the Green Goblin. So the kid who played him, Dane DeHaan, I believe. I think that was his name. He's the same kid who went a little bit crazy in Chronicle. If I've spoiled Chronicle for you, I'm sorry. He does a pretty good job playing a villain who gets a little bit of power and goes off the deep end. He does a good job. So, thumbs up to him too. As far as the Rhino, Paul Giamatti played him. He was in the beginning of the movie for 5 minutes, and then again at the end for 5 minutes. But it was in such a way that obviously this is going to be part of the 3rd movie. So, it was really just a little bit of foreshadowing, I guess. As far as the kid who actually plays Spider-Man, he's pretty good. I think he does a good job of Spider-Man. Now, that's also coming from somebody who I was never religiously into the actual comic books. I read them occasionally, but I was never a diehard Spider-Man comic book fan. So I don't really know how accurate it is, but from what I know, or what I do remember and what I have heard, he does a pretty good job. As far as the actual direction, I guess, they did a pretty good job. It was pretty funny throughout the movie. I laughed quite a bit. But at the times, and some of us knew going in what was going to happen. But there are serious moments. There are very serious moments that you really do. You feel the way you should. You feel sad for the things that happen. I'm not no spoilers on this stuff. But the things that are funny, you laugh at, and the things that are sad, you don't, which is good, because you don't want the gravity of the situation to get lost. But no, this was a good movie. I did enjoy it. If you like Spider-Man, or if you like any comic book, movies, especially if you like Spider-Man, but really especially if you have seen The Amazing Spider-Man and you did enjoy it, definitely go check this out, because I'm going to go out on a limb. I think it might be better than the first one, mainly because there's much less exposition. There's more action in this one. If you want a good action movie, check it out. I highly recommend it. So there. that's my review of the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Once again, this is Nooch, the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.